back at home. I have an appointment tomorrow. So I'm back from my apartment, back from Waterloo for just the night. And I checked. I haven't really been checking any of the few videos that I've been posting, and I looked at the one that I first posted, and I was very confused. I got some comments that weren't my friends. I was like, whoa, what's going on? I mean, they weren't the nicest of comments, but I appreciate that people are clicked on the video. I didn't think the thumbnail was that fun. It was a blurry photo of me watching Valorant. I appreciate that. At least you're watching. What are we gonna talk about today? Today was a bit unfortunate. I said in yesterday's. Oh, I forgot to say the time. I'll do that now. It's June 23rd, 11:33 p.m. Somebody's coming downstairs and they're gonna ask me what I'm doing. Hello. What's on your face? No, that was a sticker. I'm recording a video. You want to be in it? Yeah. I'm trying to learn how to talk to the camera. So I've been recording it and then putting it online. My first one got 250 views. I already have hate comments. Like on YouTube. I already have hate comments. Don't go looking for it. I don't even know what my channel's called. You're not looking for it, right? How would you even find it? I don't know how people found it. I have to look at the analytics and see how people found it. I've just been yapping about random stuff. I don't know what it's called. I don't even know my own channel's name. I just had one from a way back. I just wanted, it was the one saved on YouTube Studio, so I just started posting it to that. No, it's not my... I have a bunch of Gmail accounts, so... Gotta have burner Gmail accounts, of course. I've been wanting to go to the beach since January 1st. And hopefully next week we'll get to go to the beach. I was asking my friends if they want to go to Grand Bend. But I don't know. I probably will go with my uni friend group. Maybe. I was trying to go on a run. I was trying to ask Ina to go on a run because she's been running now. But well, she won't come to the gym with me. That's what I was gonna talk about today. Hopefully my friends don't see this. I don't think they will.
You can't post this.
Why?
Because you're talking about other people.
Yeah, that's what I've just been using people's first name.
Have you posted?
No.
So how are you gonna post this?
This one? Why? I haven't used any last names. It's chill.
The people that know you will know what you're doing.
But I haven't told anybody that I'm doing this. Nobody's gonna see it. Bro, although maybe. I don't know why 300 people saw my first video. Why did they click? Maybe my title was fire. I forget. I was watching something about the I don't know which Sahaba it was. He was saying like Islam began as something strange and it'll return to being something strange. And I just liked that. So I said like it started as something strange and it'll return to being something strange. Title was heat, but it wasn't me saying that. You wanna join me?
No.
Did you find it or no? Did you find the channel or no? I don't know what it's called.
Right.
I can check, but like right now I don't know what it's called. It's just me chatting to the camera. I'll post a serious video. I've been getting some clips for me to make a video with. What should I talk about today? I was talking about the idea yesterday of like grieving a version of yourself that like doesn't exist. Did you talk to L?
What?
No, that's not a name. They're not gonna know what that means. Sleep. I don't know how frequently I was like, no, I can't talk about this one. I can't talk about. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, I'm gonna pray namaz and probably go to sleep after this.
Where you sleep?
Here on the couch.
Here.
Yeah.
You're just gonna open it.
I wasn't even gonna open it. Nah, but then if I go on it, it'll fall.
No, sleep on these ones. Sleep like this.
Yeah. It's fine. This is fine. I don't need to move that much. Well, I'm telling you. When I have been asleep, do I snore? I swear I was talking to Arushi about it, and she's the only person who's ever said that I snore. Unless, yeah, she said I like made like weird noise. I was like, that I'll agree to, but cause like Arnav says I never snored. Raj said I never snored. Bro, maybe they were lying to me. What was I gonna talk about today? I mean, I feel like I was thinking about the idea of crushes and how they come to be, how it gets so strong. Cause I really like, maybe from my videos you'll see I really like watching, maybe not three. Okay, I guess like 3 YouTube channels I really like watching: Ali Sunvia, Sisyphus 55, and Pursuit of Wonder. All fun to watch. If you like philosophy, if you like psychology, all dope, all fun. I think I was watching a Sisyphus video. I think his Crush's video is quite famous. In terms of, like, it has a lot of views, in the millions. And I think the way he described it was you create sort of a version of this person that fills the gaps that you see in yourself. Maybe see is the wrong way to put it. Maybe it's not always conscious. But this person sort of becomes, the idea of this person becomes somebody that could fill all the holes. Maybe that's a bad way to put it. But sort of the things that you don't have, like this person can complement you to make it better. And I thought the video was interesting because for a lot of people, you're just friends with somebody, you'll start, then people will start to have whatever that people say, they start to have feelings, and like where does that come from? And I was thinking about, after watching that video, I was thinking about looking back at all the people that I've had feelings for at some point, and thinking, how did it start? Like, where did we get here? Because I think for a lot of them, it wasn't always like that. It didn't start like that. And I think people when they think about crushes, they think about they always focus on like, the obsessive part. And I don't know if there's one singular moment where you realize that it's happening. I don't know if there's one singular moment where you realize that it's happening. Because I've tried to look back on all of them, just like, what was the moment? Like I'd say, in my first crush in elementary school, it's about like feelings are normal. Like and I think the reason it happened in elementary school in 4th grade was because everybody having a crush, so I'm just like, I guess I have to have one too. And I think I just picked a girl that was in my class. And then lo and behold, this is 4th grade. This crush stays with me till the 8th grade, and it becomes like a thing I think about a lot. I just picked a girl at random, and this is how it happened. So that was the first one. Then the others, I can't remember them. The only parts that I remember is from the parts where it got to the point where I was thinking about it so much. I don't remember the start or how it happened. Because I know a lot of people are initially interested in people. They'll meet them, they'll talk to them, and then there'll be some initial general interest. And any of my crushes that I've gotten super serious, it's never really been like that. just met the person, didn't have any. In the first, second, maybe even third meeting, I didn't feel any type of way. And yeah, so, but it didn't stay like that. I didn't stay for that. I don't know what it is that caused it. Maybe it was. I think the one idea I've thought about is that when I people always bring this up when they say like it's nice to be around others who make you feel um, comfortable. You don't have to force anything. I think that's part of it. I think people say that because it's partially true, even if it's a little bit of a cliche. Like people are like, oh, I can be myself around you. I feel comfortable doing so. Yeah, I don't think. I think that was part of it in all those cases. Maybe just a sense of somebody's coming down again. Oh, hi to you. I don't care if it's you.
I was so confused as I was coming downstairs. You never talk this low. Unless you're talking about something crazy. What are you doing?
Am I talking? Should I talk louder? I hope the microphone on my phone can pick this up.
Don't you have headphones?
No, not ones that I don't know where my headphones went. And the mic on my headphones, like I got my headphones in China for like $2, so the mic isn't that good.
Where are your JBL?
In my jacket, I think.
I have them downstairs.
One is in my jacket pocket and one is in the case. I should really charge it and use those. Yeah, so it's a good thing though. I haven't been using headphones because I'm trying not to listen to stuff while I do work. So I haven't listened to music in a while, which is good. But then I've been trying to listen to. It doesn't work. The only thing I can listen to now is like I'll listen to shows in Chinese because I don't know what they're saying, so it's fine. Well, sometimes I know what they're saying. I can pick out words, or I'll try to listen to like YouTube videos, but then I don't get any work done because my mind's focused on the YouTube video. So the only option I really have is if I want to listen to something is to listen to Chinese, because it's like enough where I'm like my brain is stimulated enough, but not enough where I'm not focused on the actual work that I'm doing. Also, music is scary, bro. Maybe I get to talk about that today. Since you're here, I can talk about this. Music is so scary. I haven't been listening. I'd say since school started, I haven't really listened to it since I came back from Norway. And I guess when you're listening to it all the time, you don't realize how it makes you feel. But dude, like I was just sitting waiting to get my sandwich. I don't know if you've ever eaten super chicken before. Anyways, there's a halal chicken, like fried chicken place. And I was waiting to get my sandwich, and there was a song playing, and then, bro, I wasn't feeling sad, but like some emotion that wasn't there before. I don't remember what I was feeling. It just like it was brought out in me, and I was like, and at first I was feeling good. It was like chill. It was nice to feel that way, and then like, the song kept going, and I was like, what am I thinking about right now? Why am I thinking about this moment for so long? And the thing is, I feel like music is getting more and more, like artists are getting smarter in terms of how they not only how they market their music, but what they do in the song with whoever's working on their like backtrack and stuff. They're getting so much smarter in that, like I know, like I saw this one song. My friend's been listening to this guy named Somber a lot, and he sings a lot of just like sad, like sappy, like romance songs. And not only is it just like the title was like, oh, I wonder if you're thinking about me, but it's also like I know, like right now I can imagine like the kind of instruments that they're using, the kind of backtrack they're using, the kind of timing he was using to get to feel a certain way. That's what I think. Like I can only imagine people who date, like it's like a double-edged sword when you're like dating or you're married to a musician. Like people are entranced by them because they hold some power over you because of the kind of stuff that they do. But it's also scary because they hold some sort of power over you. If they want to, like that can be, you can manipulate that. That's scary. Maybe it's why we see a lot of unsuccessful relationships in the music industry. But also maybe it's fame too.
Yeah, that's a very interesting thing you've got going.
He doesn't want to be in my video.
No.
What if I get famous, bro? Well, you want to be in my video then?
They don't even know if I'm alive. Just keep it alive.
Why would you want the people to not at least know that you're alive? But they don't text you, right? If they text you, then you respond.
Yeah.
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 That's fine.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, nonchalant, so nobody knows.
I don't. Are you nonchalant? I feel like you're pretty. You're one of the few people I actually believe are nonchalant. A lot of people. Have you been seeing those performative man TikToks on our Instagram reels?
Have you seen those TikToks on Reels? Nice, bro.
Or no, I said or Instagram. I said or, not on.
No.
I've been seeing a lot of that. I don't. People have been talking about. I feel like I'm kept up to date with all the trends because of my uni friends. They're tapped in because if it's like Brown Squad, they're
That's it, bro.
yeah, like everyone, all the reels they see is just like gaming, like nerd stuff. So I'm already tapped into that. So I don't need people to keep me up to date.
Wait, Team 1 something.
Do you know Hongdae guy? Have you seen Hongdae guy? You should search it up.
No.
I tried to do it on one of my friends yesterday. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it on her to see if she knows about it, and then she just side-eyed me. So I took that as a yes before I did it.
How long do you do this?
I don't know. I think I just meant until I have nothing left to say.
So these videos never end.
They do, and when I get usually I've been doing them really late. Like yesterday, I started recording at 2:30, or I guess this morning I did it at 2:30. Then the day before it was like 3. So I just get tired. But I'm not that tired today. So who knows how long
You're
this will
gonna
be.
be here. Just live stream.
No, I'll end it at 30. I went to 40 minutes yesterday. I hard cap it at 30. I'll hard cap it at 30.
You talk to your people.
I mean, there's nobody watching. So I mean, apparently there is, and I'm getting hate comments. They you know what one of the comments was? They told me, go to a children's hospital and stop. Maybe that'll make you stop complaining and find a direction.
Many more words.
I don't remember I don't know if I was complaining. I think I was just talking about how I feel a bit directionless. And they're like, go to a children's hospital. I'm like, okay.
You're an interesting person. Why tell you not to tell everyone about yourself? And then you go and you start recording.
No, but I swear I wasn't talking about things that were that deep. I'm being super vague. Even now, I was talking about the moment that you start I was talking about like a crush, because I was talking about I watched this one video, and I was talking about like the point at which, when then you came down and I stopped talking about that. But I was talking about the point at which it goes from, because I feel like nobody thinks about the point where it starts. Everyone remembers like the super obsessive part. Yeah. And then I was about to bring out maybe I think crushes are different in like girls and guys, which I think they are. I was gonna talk about how I think like you know the like 6 feet like 6 figures like blue eyes
Yeah.
trend.
Finance.
Yeah. Oh, finance. I don't remember how it goes, but I was gonna talk about like it seems like when with women in terms of like heteronormative context, women when it comes to like looking at men, there's almost like an ideal, kind of like that's how they sort of see it. And I'm not a woman, so I don't know. This is what I've seen other women say. There's this one girl on Twitter I've been following. She's been sending a lot of insights on. Bro, so good Twitter account. But I don't know what her name is. She's some Tamil girl. But yeah, her tweets have been I've been gaining knowledge, and she was talking about this with like women sort of like seek an ideal, and from that ideal comes their decision to, or like that ideal sort of shapes the direction in which they like will gain or not gain feelings for a person. Whereas with men, I don't think it's as much of an ideal in terms of the way that I think a lot of. Do you think it matters more to men how a woman looks than how a man looks to a woman? Because I think that's true, probably. like I'd say as long as you're like this is what this girl on Twitter was saying. I think I agree with her. She's saying as long as you're, it doesn't really matter how you look, if as long as you're not, if you're not in the top 5% or you're not in the bottom 20. If you're in the middle, it doesn't really matter. Would you agree with that? But I don't know how it works for girls.
I don't know.
I don't know how that works. Or
Very bro. I'll watch your YouTube channel someday.
if you find it. I think that's what you used to. You remember when I used to ask you to watch my old stuff? You'd be like, if it comes up on my thing, I'll watch. Maybe it'll come up. Yeah. I've been thinking a lot about how men and women are different lately. I think, yeah. I think as a kid, I sort of I would get really upset when people talk about like the differences. I was like, no, they're the same. I think what I was trying to get at as a kid was just, I don't think people should be treated poorly because of one being a girl or a guy. Because I think over the years, I do think that there should be equality, obviously, between men and women. But I do think in certain aspects, because we are different, like there should be different treatment. Not that one is more poor than the other, just that it is different. I don't know if I have any specific examples or want to get into that too deep today. But I don't know, something I've been thinking about and how those differences. I'm sure if a man, and I think there have been some interesting the people who like a trans man or a trans woman. I know there have some people on the internet. A lot of people on the internet have talked about their experience in that transition, and it's quite insightful. I think there was a I don't know, like a woman who transitioned to being a man, and he was talking about his experience, and one of the things that this person found was that a lot of the like as a woman, the sort of sense of companionship is is quite different to that of a man. I mean, we see it. I've been talking about this a lot recently, where I joke, I say like, oh, like men should touch other men more, and it's a funny way to put it, but I think it's true in the sense that, like for women, it's very common that like, hey, we're walking down the street, this is my friend's hand, I'm gonna hold her hand, and that's very normal. And I think in a sense, it's a good thing. It means that when women are in relationships, are in romantic relationships, they're not solely relying on the, again, a heteronormative context. Same-sex relationships have different things that come up, but they're like, a woman isn't solely relying on the man for emotional support, for physical support, whether in terms of touch, you know. Whereas I think men, we've created a culture that doesn't feel like men can do that, which is like, I think people, it's really easy when you're born in a time and you only see like maybe 5 years, you can only really think 5 years ahead, and maybe even that's a lot, and you can only really think maybe 10-20 years in the past, because those are the most recent events that have affected your life and continue to affect your life. But it wasn't always like this. I mean, we talk about, I mean, my knowledge of history is probably decent in around like 5th, 6th century Arabia, and the way the main men would be with each other was, again, just, it's simple things, just like maybe a bit more like, I know it sounds silly, but like even thinking about it for me sounds silly. Just a bit more touchy, like sort of the way that like women are with each other now, women, just people who are friends. And I think we've lost that. And I know a lot of people say to bring it, like, oh, like, people should feel okay with that, about that. But even now, if I were to ask you, when I, like, think about it, two girls holding hands, they're just friends. Like, you don't think much of it, it seems fine. But then I think, like, two men holding hands, just friends. And you, even in me, like, I think about it so differently. It feels so different. And I don't know how you change that, because I know at one point, and in certain areas of the world and in certain societies, it was done, it was fine, and it's changed obviously over periods and periods of time. But yeah, no, I think it's something. Hopefully, I guess the way things change is just big event happens, and big event causes people to feel differently about something. I mean, this is what happened with like the church. I feel like again, I don't no hate on the church, but I know there was a big, like, I forget what the time period. Was it early 17th century? There was a big push from the church that was kind of anti-science, and I think in modern time, like postmodern thought, where there's a lot of skepticism when it comes to big institutions, I think a big part of that came from the church's attack on science. And I mean, now people aren't thinking. I mean, I didn't know this. I wasn't thinking about, like, oh, why are people skeptical of big institutions? And like, I think that was, at least in the modern era, is a big reason why people are a bit skeptical. And the church's attack on science is another one. Maybe something more recent, and in America, was like Nixon's scandal. What was it called? Watergate. Yeah, that was another scandal where these. It's hard to trust these. I think people feel it's hard to trust these institutions when these institutions are, maybe the ideal of the institution isn't necessarily bad, but the people running these institutions are just as flawed as the people who have to follow them. And I think it's really easy to become skeptical of a system when what you're exposed to is people who not only are flawed like you, but take advantage of that. And people then don't feel like, if they're a good citizen or a good person, they get screwed. If they're a bad person, they also get screwed. So might as well do what's in their best interest. And like, growing up in that environment, like, I don't blame people for feeling that way. And I think that's a big part of postmodern thought, in terms of, like, I'm gonna get screwed regardless, so I have to do what's best for me, and what's best for me might come at the cost of hurting other people. I think that's a big part of the way of thinking, especially in, I mean, it's not just in Europe and North America. My experiences from a North American paradigm, and yeah, we're at 28. I should wrap this up. I don't want to go till 40 minutes again. We'll keep it at 30. We talked a lot of random things today. Wasn't super coherent. Hopefully the video I post at the end of the week will be maybe a bit more narrative focused. It won't be as all over the place. I won't be mumbling as much. Who knows? Maybe I'll head to the children's hospitals. I just think that's so funny. Maybe we can end talking about the comments again. I just think that's so funny. I think the second two videos I posted haven't gotten any views yet, but I just thought I'd post it as like a way to keep myself consistent. Like, it's like, oh, I have to post this. These ones are pretty low effort. I just sit in front of the camera and think about what happened during my day, and then hit the stop button, hit the upload button. So, but hey, I'm glad. I hope some people who watched it enjoyed it. It was a long video, so I'm sure people didn't watch the whole thing. But if we're talking about a bunch of random things, then maybe that's a good thing. They'll get hopefully some value from hearing the things I have to say. Yeah, I think I'm feeling more comfortable doing this. But I know as soon as somebody were to walk by, like, I've been doing this. This was the first time when my cousin walked by. This was the first time I've been recording these, and somebody's walked in, and I know I'm gonna lose it. As soon as it's somebody that I'm less comfortable with, I'm just gonna be like, hi. I guess one last thing. We'll give it, like, we'll end at 31. I think there have been certain times in my life where I've realized that I need to be around people more often, and when I'm not, it starts to affect me in a negative way. So, starting tomorrow, we'll start tomorrow. Starting tomorrow, I gotta meet one new person every day, at least. Because that means I'm out and about, means I'm not in my apartment. I was in my apartment for too long today. I didn't leave it. We have to go to class, see our friends, be around them. The best way to people, I think I've started to overthink becoming close with people. It's just being around, proximity, being kind, and I mean, certainly personality matters a little, but just proximity, being around other people, and you'll naturally get closer. You don't have to talk about deep things. And that's something that I've taken maybe a little too many years to realize, but we realized it. Okay, it's 31:10, and it's midnight. I want to get up and study for my exam, so bye.